Welcome to day 8 of the 30-day carnivore diet, carnivore-ish diet challenge. Basically, this is my 30-day quest of trialing the carnivore diet. Why? To see if I can get more energy, more oomph, more zest, and hopefully it all rubs off on the water. Get out on the water more often, enjoy kite surfing a bit more, enjoy those things that I really love doing even more. And it's also just, I fancy doing it, fancy doing a bit of a change. And thought I'd share the journey with you guys. So if you do feel like following along, if that sounds like your kind of thing, hit the subscribe button below and make sure you click the bell to receive notifications there. We're doing one of these every day for the next, 22 days. See how we get, see how the journey goes. Today, say day 8, I finally feel like I've turned the corner on this diet. Woke up this morning, much better, mood's improved, energy's improved, the world's turned into Technicolor again. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. And it's interesting because I think in the first week I didn't really realise how beat up it was, what effect it was having on me until you kind of come out the other side and realise, oh wow, this is how it's supposed to feel. So really happy about that. Say last week it might not have been the diet last week. I had a lot of things going on. I was moving house, a lot of other things going on in the background, which I'm sure affected it as well. Some part of it I think was definitely the diet as well. So it's good to see that it seems like the body's finally adjusted and it feels like it's moving forward. Let's see how the rest of the week goes, obviously, and hope it's not just a blip. But do feel like I've turned the corner on that one. So very happy about that. Very happy to say that suddenly just feeling that enthusiasm for life again, which was definitely lacking a little. I don't know if you can see it in the videos, but it was definitely lacking a bit last week. I was just a bit down without really realising why. A bit down, a bit anxious. Now this does happen to me from time to time. I do get these periods of I'm sure everyone does, these ups and downs where you just have a week where you just feel rubbish for no reason. Could have been that. I would be surprised. It seems a bit too coincidental to have combined these two things, and that just happened. So first thing there, what I've actually noticed physically, I think I mentioned most of it yesterday really in the kind of the summary video, but I am noticing as well that I'm pooing a lot less. It's the first week not so much, but these last 2-3 days really, just to go into this in detail. My granddad always used to love talking about bowel movements, so I'm going to follow on from his traditions. A lot less often, and when you do go, it's a lot less, which is nice, which is good. Less time wasted sitting on the toilet, basically, so that's a good thing. So I'm quite happy about that. And this is a symptom that a lot of people talk about on this carnivore diet. So as soon as you start, you do just stop, and it's quite normal. It's not constipation. It's just that your body the food you are eating is much more efficient. It's much more, your body is using much more of it. So there's a lot less waste product. So a lot less fibres. Obviously, there's zero fibre on this. The way I'm doing it, practically zero fibre. So you don't have that fibre contributing towards it as well. So very different in those terms. But you do not feel it's not as if you're constipated. You do not feel bloated or constipated or anything like that. In fact, you barely notice digestion. That's one of the really interesting things about this. You eat, disappears. You don't receive any information. No bloating, no kind of signs of digestion, no real even gurg. I mean, there's movements obviously, but there's nothing like I know beforehand. Sometimes you'd sit down in the evening and you sit there and you just make all these weird and wonderful noises, and they're still going on obviously, but they're nowhere near as loud or as noticeable as they were before. So digestion really seems to enjoy this diet, I have to say. Now obviously the other thing that's happening at the same time as this diet, because you are much more satiated when you are eating, you find that it's much easier to fast. Now I've always been into intermittent fasting, for the last year or 2 years, but suddenly it's become a lot easier. Like this morning I finished eating last night at 6 o'clock, didn't eat this morning till 12 o'clock. And I only did it, oh God, this is my 24-hour fast day tomorrow, so I've got to eat something, otherwise I'm not going to eat for another 24 hours. So fasting becomes a lot easier. So again, that could be having an influence on all the, it might not just be the meat and the carnivore side, it could be the fact that you're fasting more, easier to fast, got a bit more energy, so exercising more, things like that. So you've got to look at all these different factors. So it might not just be the diet, it could be these different factors. Well, I'm happy to admit that. But, the diet plays an integral part in that. The diet is something that you do 1, 2, 3 times a day. So it seems to be having, I'm very positive today. I'm very positive. I wasn't so positive last week, but I'm very positive today simply because of the changes I've seen today, you know. And I was expecting, with any diet, I always expect that the first week's going to be tough. And this is what I tell people that I work with, you know, when we do change your diet, you know, you'll notice some benefits, but you may also notice some downsides as your body adjusts. So hopefully we're at the other side, move forward, and let's see what happens here. More information tomorrow. I will share more bowel movements. No, I won't. I'm joking. But I'll let you know how we're going forward tomorrow about the same time. Speak to you then, guys. Have a good one.